When it comes to the busy school year, it can be hard to keep a healthy and sustainable diet each and every night.
Here with some tips and tricks that are to make sure that you keep your family's appetite satisfied in the culinary is a culinary expert, Jennifer Bushman. So thank you so much for coming in. We've got this beautiful display. So how can we get our kids to eat?
Well, part of it is engaging them in the process. Children will eat 90% of the foods that they participate in making. So when you start to think about taking them to the grocery store, for example, and kind of making it a treasure hunt. You know, what do you think this is? What do you think that would taste like? And so there are a lot of different ways of really engaging them in it. I want to show you something else that you can use. This is an app that you can put on your phone. It's by Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch. And basically, we want kids to eat more fish. They need more omega-3s in their diet. So what you can do is roll your card up to the seafood counter and let the kids type in the type of fish and the country of origin. Monterey Bay Aquarium, it'll pop up on that app, red light, green light, or yellow light. Red light means it's not sustainable. Never eat it.
Okay.
Yellow light means it's in process. If we're catching it, you know, we have to be careful about how much we catch, but we can eat it. Or if we're farming it, it's being farmed properly. Red light, you never want to have it. So today what we're going to do is talk about salmon, because salmon is kind of the entry fish. It's easy for kids to start to like because it's mild in flavor, plus it gives them all of those great healthful benefits. So I want to show you something. This is Verlasso salmon, and it's the only ocean-raised farm salmon that gets a yellow or a good buy alternative rating from Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch. And it's available through places like Shamrock Fisheries, which is a distributor here in the Tucson area. Look at what they put on every fish. It's a gill tag. You give the kids the gill tag, you flip it over, you scan the QR code, and it tells them the farmer and the farm where it was raised. So they get to meet the farmer too, which is really kind of cool. So again, look who raised the fish for me. Look how proud I am of this great thing I'm making. So we're going to cook some of this up. I've got a little bit of olive oil in the pan.
Okay.
And I'm going to take and just very lightly season the salmon. Now, children have almost 30,000 taste buds. That's 3 times as many as we have as adults, which means if we don't season it very lightly, even using a little lime juice will help bring out the sweetness in the salmon. So we're trying to naturally sweeten it. And then if we need to caramelize it in order for it to be even that much sweeter. Same goes with vegetables. If you brown them, rather than serving them to kids raw or steamed, they're sweeter. And so they'll enjoy eating them more.
Interesting.
So think about if you had all of those taste buds literally on the roof of your mouth, on the sides of your mouth, how much more bitter the cauliflower would taste to you.
This is why my
of course you'd want to spit it out.
About anything but ketchup. It's too spicy.
because it's sweet to them. The ketchup is very sweet. So here's this little recipe can have any little vegetable. It can have just the salmon on it. So remember, very mildly flavored. The thing about Verlasso is that it's mild because of the way in which it's raised. This sustainable process means it won't be as fishy tasting, so it's the perfect fish for kids. And if you smell it and it smells fishy, they won't eat it either.
You've mentioned sustainable a couple times.
Right.
What does that really mean?
So sustainability, according to the United Nations, is that we're not depleting a resource that will actually deplete the next generation's ability to sustain itself. And in some areas, the ocean is depleted as much as 90%.
It's scary.
It's very scary. But it also has this amazing ability to replenish itself. So if we just are careful about it, what Verlasso's message is that you won't just have fish for dinner tonight, you'll have fish for 7 generations.
Wow.
And we can't sustain ourselves on the wild stocks. There's not enough wild salmon. Only 1 pound of every 4 pounds of salmon that we eat in the United States is actually wild caught. So go ahead and skewer some. I'll have you make the sauce.
And is this something we could do with kids? Like
I would totally agree with that. And maybe you just trim the little
ends
off of it, and then they can push it through instead.
Perfect.
This is a little creme fraiche. Add some cumin to it, and some lime juice.
Like the whole thing, or do you want me to just do like a pinch?
You can do the whole thing.
Okay.
And this is really more of a sauce for the adults, obviously, but I want you guys to try it. You can add as much lime juice as you want. But for the kids, I've also done a little bit of ranch dressing. There's a little bit of peanut sauce if you wanted. I've also got some tomato sauce, and you know, for kids that are really finicky eaters and won't eat vegetables, a 1/4 cup, so just the sauce that's in that little bowl, is a full serving of vegetables.
Oh, wow.
So I
That's awesome.
usually measure it out and then use it as a dip for like the little, we've got little cheese sticks there.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the salmon. Those are actually made out of spinach. The little puff is made out of corn and spinach. So again, you know, I don't want to say we're tricking our way into eating better, but we have to think about several things. One is obviously making sure that it's sustainable. Be educated. Seafood Watch, actually, you can download that app from seafoodwatch.org. The Monterey Bay Aquarium and this app is followed by the Food Network chefs, everybody that you really follow as an important chef in their restaurant or at retail, like Shamrock, is now following Seafood Watch.
Wow.
Really watching the ocean. And then from there, you just kind of get them involved. And it's sort of like, I usually, with my son, I used to buy one item that they had never had before. And then I said, well, we're just going to try that. If we end up throwing it away because we didn't like it, at least we're trying it. Because it takes on average 12 times for a child to like something. So they have to try it again, and try it again before they're willing to eat it.
Oh my goodness.
This was wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today.
you.
This was very educational and eye-opening.
I love it. I think I'm going to go and get some salmon tonight with my daughter.
Give it a try.
It smells delicious. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
And for more information about the foods shown in today's segment, you can visit verlasso.com.
Coming up, if you've always wanted to improve your smile, but maybe dental implants are the answer. And we'll find out what's involved and whether they're right for you when we come back.